I just got back from my hardware store. Tommy's not home yet, but I'm figuring I'm doing the close-ups here with my Kodak Play Touch, and I got a light on the subject here. This is what I bought at my hardware store, and it says half-inch right here. Now, this is a cap, okay? $5 a piece. Because when I went to Home Depot, I bought this at the hardware store. Okay, I've been at Home Depot too, but earlier this morning I got these at my hardware store, so I want to make that clear in case I didn't mention that. Okay, now you can see the situation here with the pipe. All right, we're on macro, but it might not show that good. Let me try to put that on regular here. All right, now you see how that is in there? There's your vent pipe going up. Sorry, I'm on a little dinky little tripod here, and it's not a very good one. You see the plug that I put in down there on the bottom right. This is stainless steel here that I put in years ago, and there's no indication of any mice coming in. All right, now, over here, let me show you. All right, this is, from what I understand, one of my viewers in one of my other videos on this project. This is part 3, by the way. And I'm going to give this clip to Tommy, and he'll put it into his video editor. This is what one of my viewers called, I think it's called polybutylene, okay? And if you look closely at this, you may not be able to see it. I certainly can't. My eyes don't permit me to see that. There is writing on it. I did see it with the magnifier. Over here, right here where my finger is, it says half-inch, and then it says 5/8. Okay. All right, now, when you buy something like this, and it says half-inch on it, all right, when I took a half-inch wrench and tried to put it on the outside of this, it wouldn't fit. But a 5/8 wrench fit perfectly over it. All right, so I went into the other bathroom, and where the plumber installed a shark bite shutoff valve, which I had bought, it fit right on there. I measured that pipe in there, and that also measures 5/8 inch outside diameter. And the shark bite that's on there says half-inch. So I'm assured by 2 different people, including my hardware store, that even though it says half-inch, and even though this measures 5/8 outside diameter, it'll fit. I'm hoping so. When I cut this, about up to here, I got 2 of these caps I bought, so they're $5, so I spent $10 on that. Home Depot, they wanted me to mix up a whole bunch of things, and end up costing me $10 for all the other things that go on it, because I don't think the plumber over there knew what he was doing. There's also something else in here. I really don't know. I better open that up, because I'm afraid once I cut these pipes, I shut the water off and I cut these pipes, if this don't work, we got no water in the house. This is what I'm terrified of. Because this kind of pipe is no longer used, it's been banned in the 90s because it tends to leak. I haven't had any problems with any leaking, except those shutoff valves that I put on have popped off on me. Well, it only popped off once, but I'm fearful of that. So if I can remove this, then I can put these pipes. There's a 2x4 right here, okay? So I cut them here, cap them off, and then I can stick them up into here, and it'll be out of the way. Then I can close all this off and remove the shower spigot. What I'm going to do is just cut it right out. cut it right out, and goes our phone, and telemarketer anyway, that's all we ever get. And get the whole thing out of the wall, and then use a piece of plywood that I've got plenty of to cut around here, and then just go ahead and cover the whole thing up. Okay, so that's what I want to do. If I can remove this, because I'm banging my head into this, working in this corner down here. So if I can do that, then all this right here is the only area I'm going to have to be concerned with. And then I can start here, over here, and down. And then I can come up to here with the plywood. And everything else will be hidden inside of a little boxed area. This does not leak. It fits good. It's really tight, so I'm very happy with that. Now I got to worry about this. Let me get you a closer look at this pipe. Okay, there it is. This is the gray stuff that they outlawed years ago because it tends to leak. And believe it or not, my hardware store still has those big, heavy, fat shutoffs, but I don't need that. I just needed the 2 caps, and they assured me that they'd work. Alright, I got it outside here on the table here, and not quite sure, but I bought this. This is supposed to be, I can bring this back if I don't use it. This is supposed to be a disconnect ring that you put on this thing. It says if PEX is used, you got to use an insert inside. Well, I don't think this is PEX, but somebody told me it is. So I'm getting a conflicting thing here. And so I guess this is what you use. Okay. Now, maybe I should put this in anyways. I don't know. I guess it goes inside the tube. And then you put that in there, and then you get this on the outside. Now, is this thing here the same as this? Because the hardware stores, I asked them how you remove it, and you can't even talk. You use one of these. Well, what about this one? All right, I can't get you any closer than that. So I don't know. I'm a little leery about cutting the water, and then if this thing don't work, and I'm screwed. I'm really worried about doing this. Should I just put it on without this? Or should I shove this in there if it'll fit on the end of the tubing? Tubing's got to be very smooth. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to the hardware store and ask him if I need these things. Okay, I just got back from my hardware store, and he assures me that this will work. There's been a little confusion with a sleeve that goes on the inside of this piping. I really couldn't get a concrete answer as to whether this is called PEX or polybutylene, but they are familiar with this stuff down at the hardware store. He says this will work. I also questioned about why I can put a 5/8 wrench on the outside when this is called 1/2 inch, and they said it is 1/2 inch. So I guess, from what I understand, that's when they say 1/2 inch, that's the inside diameter. So it's confusing. When you know nothing about, or very little about plumbing, it can really throw you for a loop. Okay, so what I'm going to do here now, I gotta get this thing secure. This is ridiculous. Okay, it's telling you that they gotta be cleaned. I cleaned them down with a damp cloth. So I can turn the water off, and I got my cutter here, and we're gonna cut this off. Now, I've worked with this stuff before, and I used shark bites on it, but I never had to put an insert in them. Okay, but on these big shutoffs that I showed you underneath the wall here, if you watched all my videos on this series, they got the whole thing is gray, and it's got a big valve on it and 2 big nuts, one on each end for the fittings, and there's a ferrule. Well, inside the tube, there's a steel or stainless steel sleeve that you put inside this pipe before you put the ferrule on and the nut on and tighten it up. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with that, because there's a little plastic sleeve in here, which you can't see from here, but take my word for it, it's in there. So this is the second one. We're going to do them both, because it doesn't matter if I do one and then check and see if it leaks. If it leaks, I still got to shut the water off and leave it off and be in a panic and call a plumber. You know, when it comes to water supply lines, I'm more nervous than drains. Drains I can always, if they leak, I take silicone and close it up. I've done that on the sinks. Silicone the hell out of it on the trap when it leaks, when I can't get them nuts tight without stripping them. I've done that before, and silicone always worked good, but you can't silicone a leak on a high pressure water line. Now, because it's a mobile home, I don't think the pressure is more than 40 or 50 pounds. It's not like city water. Okay, so I'm going to go shut the water off. Be right back. All right. Do or die. Of course it missed, and but I got a towel under here anyways. All right. That will have to be shortened. I'll take this one off.
Little water dripping out of there.
Yeah, there's water in here, in the lines from up here.
Oh.
Okay. All right, now I can just sit there like that. Now I can remove those shutoffs that are in the back there. All right, now I want to be able to shove these up into here or somewhere. So what we got to do here is to clean the pipe. Now, according to the instructions, there can't be any scratches on the pipe on the outside. And it needs to be a clean cut. Well, these do clean cuts. So you got 1 inch from the end of the pipe, 1 inch, to make sure it's very, very clean. You know, I like to get all my information before tackling something I've never done before. Now, once I do something like this, then I know it. I don't forget it. Okay. Now, there's a fine emery cloth, just to make sure that there's no edge on it. Can't have a lip on it. Insert goes in, and this was supposed to go in, and then the little plastic C-clip, they put that on afterwards. Now, it's telling you that if you take it off, this is what came with it. It's a little thin clip that you put on the end of the fitting on the pipe right here. but I got an orange one that I bought at the hardware store, which is bigger and easier. And I guess what you do is you just, if you have to pull this off, you just reach in the back like that and hold this pipe and then just pull it. Okay? So that's one pipe. Now, that's got a rough edge on it, a rough section. So, and I don't think it's dirt. These pipes are very dirty. So, but there's some glue on part of it too. That's nice and smooth there. Okay, let me go down a little bit more. Okay. So my intention is to push them up into here. What I really needed was samples like this so I can go to the hardware store or Home Depot and try them out. But that's all right.
Now you got two of those short pipes now.
Well, I got to get the other plug. Now, what I'm going to have you do, I'm going down and turn the water on. And if it leaks, I want you to tromp on the floor with your feet, because I won't hear you if it says leaking, and I'll shut the water right off. If it leaks, I may not have these things on all the way. But all they told me in the hardware store, and it sounds like these guys know what they're talking about, you just push them on. When you first put it on, it's going to grab before it's fully seated. I felt that. And then I went a little more and it locked in. So as far as I know, it's all the way in there. Okay. Now, just want to make sure there's no lip. And I don't think there is, but they told me to just sand it a little bit. But not the sides of the pipe, just the edge. Alright, I'm going to go get the other one. I'll be right back. I'm going to put these little C-clips in there until afterwards. Because the one that they gave me, the one I bought I should say, the orange one, is a bigger one. And those are used to remove it. So the first thing we do is we put this coupler in here. This is like a sleeve. I guess it keeps it from compressing. They're telling you to use these if you have PEX, and that's what's throwing me off. I said, is this PEX? I've heard plumbers tell me this is not PEX, it's polybutylene. Okay. Others have saying that this is polybutylene, but it's PEX. So that's what's telling you to use this if it's PEX. So it's not going to hurt anything. We'll just put it in there. Okay. And about an inch. All right, now, what I need you to do, you know what this is for, don't you? We get a gush of water out of there.
For any leaks or anything.
If there's any leaks, just get right up in there. You can take your camera if you want and stomp on this floor if the leaks. Just look very carefully. I know we can't see much because we ain't got much light in here. But if it leaks, it will leak. I lost my other ring. Okay, apparently there's a little ear on this. The diagram isn't too clear on this. So the ear, I think, faces away from the valve. But I guess this is what you're supposed to use to pull it off. But I've got a big orange one that gives you more leverage. So it's just telling you to stick this on, but you can see how loose that is? So doesn't matter whether it's on there or not, because it's used for removal. Okay, what you're going to do, Tom, is get over here and record, and if you have to, this towel is wet, okay? All I'm concerned with is, with your hands in there, if you see water come gushing out, you don't even need to touch it. But if it's dripping fast, I need to know. The pipes are dry now. You just put your finger right underneath the thing there. Okay, you record, I'm going under the house and turn the water on. And what you're going to hear is no, you won't hear the faucet. I'm going to turn off the faucet. It's going to be about a minute or so. Water's turned on.
Well, it's not leaking. That's a good thing. It's bone dry.
Okay, that was a little air in the lines. Let's go check this now. Bone dry. That's good.
No leaks. That's good. They should put it under there. There we go.
Yeah, well, it'll be like that. I'm not going to put any strain on them because they're connected down below, and what they use on these things years ago when they put these in, they probably still do today on the other kind of pipe, is they put they have an expensive tool that has a metal compression ring, and when they connect these together to a T-fitting where these will go to another line, to the water supply line in this case, they clamp it down tight, and we don't want to upset any of this by jostling it around too much down below, or we're going to have a water leak down underneath, which is not as bad as a water leak up here. So, alright, so you can't really push this pipe over too much. It'll be just like this. I will be keeping an eye on it, but I think we're okay. And so then, when I put my plywood here, it's going to come over here. So now you don't have these pipes sticking out over here. So now what I can do here is I can cut all this out, because I'm going to use a piece of 1/4-inch plywood. I spent a lot of time at Home Depot again this morning. Been busy, very, very busy the last few days. Trying to get a cover plate for this, and they just don't seem to make it. So what I'm going to use is some of that. I got plenty of that plywood. I'll sand it nice and smooth, cut it out a little bigger than this opening. As a matter of fact, the 2x4 is here, and a 2x4 here, 16-inch in centers. I'm going to cut this whole thing open right here, not down to here, but just here. And I can probably remove that way. If I have to hack it up or whatever, it don't matter now. I'm not going to disturb the pipes. So then I'll make an opening. I'll have an opening, and I'll make put a piece of plywood here. It'll be painted off-white to match the wood that's going to be here. Because now I can remove this. I was very worried about leaks and everything. I can break the spigots off, whatever. Okay, so we got to go and get the air out of the spigot outside, because I put the bathroom sink on and the kitchen sink on, so we're going to probably get a little air in the lines. That happens. Alright, so now we're going to do that. I imagine this is probably mounted on a piece of plywood. I don't know. I'll work up underneath there, and that'll be it. So we'll come back on this when I start working on this area and getting that out of there and cutting this out. Now I don't have to worry about it. The only thing I got to worry about is if I use a reciprocating saw, the blade is very long on it, and it could hit the plaster wall, which is an inspection cover on the inside of the closet. I don't want to do that. So we'll see. I could use the skill saw on it, but I'm going to have to probably come way out here. Well, I have to come out. Here's the 2x4 right here. So we're about 4.5, 5 inches beyond the end of this. So the plywood's going to be a little long. So what I might do is to start the plywood way over here, nail it into here, or screw it in, and the other end will end at the 2x4, which is right here. Okay, about 3/4 of an inch away from the end of this. Should be okay. All right, we'll be back in a minute. Just gonna check to see how much air is coming out of here. No, not much. Nothing actually. All right. Unless those things pop off. Oh, I hope they don't. It should be okay. All right, I guess there's some kind of a washer in there.
Taking the knobs off, huh?
Well, I gotta get this whole thing out. I had a bigger one than these. Of course, I can't find half my tools anyways. Got so much junk in that shed. I know I have a bigger pair than these. Much bigger. That should be all right. Good. If I knew it was that flush, I would have cut it way over here. And I wouldn't use a reciprocating saw to cut that anyways with the water lines and everything connected, because the vibration would, as somebody suggested, would cause a big problem. Now there's no point in putting these things on. Can't pick nothing up. Because you put them on, they're just going to slide down the pipe, see?
Yeah.
No point in it. I'll keep that orange one. It only costs $1. In case you have to remove it, that's what you use to remove it. Of course, I put it away, I'll never be able to find it. Now,
It's coming out, looks like. Looks like you got pipes behind there.
I'm always touching this. Yeah, it is. Shut-off valves. It don't matter. It's not going to come out that easy, is it? I don't know if there's a screw underneath that or not. Now guess what? More recyclables. I'll recycle in this pool now.
Wow.
Gotta get something better than this. Back is killing me. Not one of my better tools. I gotta get some tools to get that out. Get a pry bar or something. Alright, take this out. Recycle. Recycle. Our recycle bin is so full. Man, this is hard. Because a plumber would know exactly what to do with this. Doesn't matter if I make a hole in this, because I'm going to have wood over it anyways.
They're not coming out.
Oh, I might have to box it in. I don't save anything by doing that either. Save a damn thing. I don't want to go in this closet. I can't go in that closet. It'll take me half the day to clean that out, and I got no room to put the stuff. Closets are packed.
Yep.
Packed. Probably got nuts in the back of them. What I'm going to do is I got to cut this anyways, like I said. Come down. There's a board or something in there that's loose. Probably knocked it out. Sheetrock. We'll cut it. We're gonna do 2x4s right here though. On this. I can't come over here. Because I'm not going to have anything to screw in. 2x4s right here. There's the edge of it right here. Comes up. It was off. I thought it was 3/4 over. It's right to this. Siliconed in there. What's on the other side of this? Not unless I go. The access point is in the closet. I'm not going in there. No way am I going in there. It is uncooperative. On the other side of the 2x4 here. I can get a hacksaw in there. I can get a hacksaw to cut that off and it'll drop down inside, but I got to do this side. It don't matter if I punch the sheetrock. So wood's going over it. This ain't sharp enough. This ain't sharp enough to get in there. All right, I'll go get my hacksaw. I'll be right back. Trying to avoid having this stuff pulled away from the wall because I got that adhesive right here, and my intention is put the plywood in, but then get this tube up there and try to get some adhesive on. I know it's going to happen. It's going to run down all on my nice white plywood. So I may only be able to screw this down. And by the way, I couldn't get white screws, but people have suggested just painting the heads white. I've thought of that, and we may still do that. But see in the middle here, there's no way I'm going to get adhesive here without taking this down. I'm not going to do that. If I have to put a piece of trim across it, find the beams, I'll do that. All right, so now I'm left-handed, so I got to get my ass in you. Camera, I'm so sorry. Unless you can get over here somewhere, you can stand up in here if you want. I don't know how well this is going to cut. I could use the reciprocating saw in here, but it's going to try to avoid doing that. That did a good job on the tub.
It looks better without a tub in here anyways.
Well, we got what we call a handicap tub. You walk in, it's only a few inches high, you step in it, you don't need high side tubs. There goes that phone again. I bet you Mom's in the bathroom again. Just ignore it. We've been getting nothing but telemarketers anyways. I ain't got no time to answer that. I'm busy. Man, I don't know how much I can't see. What I'm doing, I'm going blindly here. Oh, good, I cut it. Now let's see if we can get this cut. My lower back is killing me hunching over like that. Oh, man. Once my lower back bothers me, I'm done for the day. I am done.
It sucks getting old.
Well, the right way to do this is to take the plastic nuts off the back. And I have to go in the closet. That's a whole day's work in that closet. I have no idea how bad it is in there. Doesn't matter if I rip this, as long as I don't rip it all up here. The more I rip, the bigger the piece of plywood's going to be. Don't tell me I got to get the reciprocating saw out just to cut this.
Is it plastic or metal?
It's plastic. Oh. I can't see where I cut last. See in there. The other one cut all right. Roll one out. What a day's out. It's going through. It's about a half, 3/4 of the way through. I got another one in here. It don't matter if I break it all off. I want everything to fall out of there. I can saw this off if I have to. I can see it better now. Too far under. Coming off in pieces.
It's almost coming off.
Whew. Oh, I gotta get a chair and sit down on it. It's killing me. Hunching over. I'm all worn out. This is the only way I can work. I gotta work sitting down. I can't hunch over very long doing any of this. Lower back's killing me. I'm wiped out. thing must be turning in there, but I could saw it off. Can't get this damn thing out. If I have to saw it off, I gotta stand up and hunch over and I'll kill my lower back. Maybe I can get it out. I keep turning it. It's turning pretty easily, but I think the whole thing in the back is turning too. Yeah, good.
It came out finally.
Now you see the way that is? Wood can go right over that, but I distorted this thing. And I didn't. Yeah, I did bring a hammer. Yeah, this is what they do. They cut a hole and they leave the junk inside the walls.
Ew, what's that?
That's an example. No, that's not my work. They drew a square out here,
oh, wow.
probably for this, and on the sheetrock, and then just leave the junk inside, so they don't have to cart their junk away, or at the factory or whenever they build these things. Here's the shutoffs I'm talking about. Now there's big nuts here, and you tighten these down with an adjustable wrench. Inside here there's a stainless steel sleeve that you'll put inside, similar to the plastic ones I put in here. Making sure they're dry. So afraid these things are gonna go popping off in the middle of inside the wall. Anyways, so that's how they do it. But you see on the back, if I was able to get into the closet, then you got these wing nuts here and they're able to get this thing right out without all this butchering. But because I got everything out of here, half the stuff from here is in the, well, part of it is in the bedroom, the rest is in the front room. But that's what they do. They still sell these at the hardware store, and it's made for this polybutylene pipe or whatever they call it. Okay, so, and there's the other one. That's the hot water. They painted it red. I just added these years ago because there was no shutoffs in here. In this mobile home when we bought this, the kitchen sink and the bathroom sink did not have shutoffs. So I added all these years ago. But that's the last of these type. I got all modern ones now, the proper ones, shark bite type.
You're gonna save those or throw them out?
No, I ain't using them. I ain't using them. We need a sample of pipe so I can explain to somebody what kind of pipe. If I ever have a problem underneath, I can do that. But now that I know that this is 5/8 outside diameter, but they call it 1/2 inch because of the inside diameter. I didn't know that. I know nothing about plumbing. Very little. That's why I hire a plumber. You hire somebody that knows the business. Oop, sheetrock. Get that out of there. Because this wall needs to fit tight. That's good. I can go right over the top of that. Good. That's good.
Now it's good as new.
Yeah, that's good. I just got to put a piece. Well, I got to go to the 2x4 here and here. So that's fine. I didn't butcher it too much, as I was going to cut it right out. But that's good. I didn't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now what I think I got to get going on the woodwork. What I got to do here, probably the back wall, 54 inches long. I got to go to put the back wall in. And let's see, now I got enough space to drop that 1/4 inch plywood in there. Yep. You're not going to see that anyways. If it doesn't, the steel wool's in the way. If I have to cut a little on the bottom, it don't matter because this is going to be boxed in anyways. This is going to be boxed in. Now try to bring it over as far as I can. Don't want to put a strain on the pipe, but we'll work on that after. We got a little water that went down from when I cut the pipes. Not a problem. Recycle. Okay. We'll throw these out. And I'm going to save a piece of this for the future. It's very hard to explain to somebody in the store what I got. The hardware store knows. 1/2 inch is what it says, but then it says it's 100 pounds per square inch. You've seen the pictures on the beginning of this video. Okay. Alright. Recycle. 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 Alright, we'll be back. I'm going to nail the plywood in. Use very little adhesive because I want to save it for this. So 16. 16. Lower back is tearing me up today. The positions I'm in. I can do this work pretty much all day if I'm sitting on something. I cannot work like this. Alright, I need to know where I'm going to nail. So I'm going to take some masking tape. And I'm going to run a masking tape. There's a 2x4 right there, I can feel it. Run a masking tape right up here and I put a black marker on it. So I know where to nail the plywood that's going to go from here, and I'll do the same here. I'll put some masking tape on here so I can put my X's on here so I know where to nail. And, I took the stool out because I'm going to need to kneel down to nail this. I can't nail sitting down, I can't nail that way. So, alright, so that's, we can't get our ruler in over here to get the 16. Let's get it over here. Alright, now, where's this marking pen? Every joint in my body hurts in the hips. 15, 16. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Got my body so you can't see that with my ugly ass in the way. Get over here. Okay, I cut out this corner here. Alright. What a job I had in here. I closed this hole up with a piece of wood. And I had to break some of that 1/4 inch, that hardware cloth underneath away. And I don't have any steel wool. So the only protection between underneath here and this is 1/4 inch Luan. Every tube of caulking I had, big gun, all hardened up. I had probably a 20-year-old tube of roofing cement, all hardened up. so I managed to squeeze some of it out there to get it on the screen underneath to discourage the mice. And I have nothing else to put there, so I shoved in plastic bags. That's all I can do.
As long as it works.
Well, I just worried that this is 1/4 inch. They're not going to go through that anyways, and they're not even going to attempt it. All right, so what I'm doing now is I got to take this outside, and I got to be careful I don't distort this. I'm going to get my screws out of here, because I'll be getting them up underneath the plywood. I'm going to nail it down like I did the lawn out here. Oh. Okay. Get that out. I don't think we need the big ruler anymore. We're using number 3 galvanized, which I think I used on here. It just happens to be, I usually buy galvanized when I do outside work. So that'll be good. We nail it, and then got 2 coats of paint on this. I can always touch it up. I'm not worried about that. It was easier to paint it outside. And then, you know, if I get scuffed up and have nails, I can go over it with the paintbrush. So, all right, I'll be right back.
Should come right out of there. There it goes. It's out now. Perfect. Look at that.
Alright, now, if we have to come back and trim it, we don't need to put that on video. Okay, we got it fit in here, as you can see. So we boxed this in here. Alright, that's good. We got it butted up here. I bought a metal strip at Home Depot this morning. I've been very busy, as you know, and I keep saying. So we're butted up as close as we can. You're going to have a little gap here, but the floor is level. So I got the molding out in the car. I haven't had a chance yet. It's 1.5 inches, I believe. So this is 1 inch, I believe. So it goes right there like that. That'll blend that right in. And any scuffs, I can always touch them up because there's going to be scuffs because it's a floor. Alright, now if you notice, I marked all the 2x4s, studs, so that I can know where to put the nail or the screw. In this case up here, nailing, I'm going to nail this plywood in. But the first thing I got to do, and there's a little gap here, but that's alright because there's going to be a molding in there, and the plywood will drop, the sides will drop down in this groove. So it's not going to make any difference, and we're tied up in here. So, yeah, we're fine. We're snug here. So, we're just going to nail in a lot of places, but we got this marked out. Give me the ruler over there, Tom. I marked here, patch. You can't nail in the patch because it's going to knock it out. It's only there to strengthen this up. You should step in this area. 13 inches out, I can put my nail. In other words, no nail is in here. From here to here, no nailing except up here. So we'll put 1 nail here. Now this is exactly how I did the floor, number 4 nails, and put the vinyl over it. Now, a lot of guys will say use the screws. Well, it'll take a lot of screws.
Yeah, it would.
And they're not cheap either. Let's see. This is number 3s. I'm not sure if I use number 3s or number 4s. It don't matter. All right. We got to go easy with it. Now we went out here.
A lot of nails going in here.
Just take our time. We don't go real hard because we'll bend them over. How the hell did I miss that? That's exactly what I did not want happening. Wait. Got it measured. Reach in there. Not a problem to get painted over, but we'll worry about that later. Now there's about 2 inches from here to here, so we can nail up in this area. Okay. All right. And we kind of go down the middle. That way it works its way out like that. Now, the beauty of painting it like this is I can just go over the top of it with the paint. It's not a big deal. It's not even, it's only a, you're not even going to see this underneath the crates, totes.
A lot of nails going in here.
Yeah. Well, short of gluing it, and then I'd have to weight it down.
True.
Because unless it's contact cement, you have to keep weight on it. I know. I've experienced it. You don't put weight on something. The glue, that some parts are going to come up. And I'm talking, and I got a nail right next to a nail. This is why I can't drive and talk. I can't chew gum and talk at the same time. I'm not paying attention because I didn't see. My eyes are not that good to see these nails that are in here. I can see them, but sometimes I don't see them. I want to bend it over. That's hard. Must be a hard area. Here, at the edge. All right. Okay, we're gonna continue this. We're not gonna. I gotta get off my knees. All right. Naturally, we can walk on it because it's a floor. Now, when I get the 1/4 inch glue on there, it's gonna drop down in there. It's 18 inches. What I did is I measured 18 inches halfway up to the trim here. The plastic, I didn't go all the way up here, so I allowed a little leeway. It's exactly 18 inches on the halfway point here. So when that drops down, I still will have plenty of leeway. Because I didn't want to jam it all the way up in there, because it's going to be hard enough getting it in. Especially on the corners. The way this comes out, but then there's a piece right here. So I might have to cut the, that's silicone there, I might have to cut part of the corner off on the wood that goes here, but that's not going to be done today. Okay, we'll come back later. That's it for now. I'm going to nail. Okay, I'm going to finish nailing this. There's no certain pattern. I'm not nailing close together like I did when I put vinyl on top. I did that probably every 4 inches. No need for that. This is only a closet. So, So I'm going to finish nailing. That's going to conclude this. And this is what, part
3.
This is part 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
Part 3. All right. Part 4, we're going to be putting wood on the sides, maybe securing this. I got to stretch a little bit. All right, we're going to do on part 4. Put the wood in. Now the first one goes in, it's the back. The only problem I'm going to have maybe is getting the corner of the plywood that goes under here to get it to go in these corners, because they're not, you know, they're angled plastic corners. I may have to cut a little bit out of this or out of the wood. Not a problem. This worked out really well. Fits right in there. And then we just box this in over here. We do that after we get this done. Either way, this was all inside the wall anyways. And originally, if you had a leak, you'd have to go into the closet. So, might as well close it off. But these seem to be doing good. Okay, so in part 4, we're going to do the base. Again, as you can see, I got the joists all marked out here. And also, we're going to close this in. And we'll try to get some construction adhesive to go up underneath, but I doubt, especially on this, I doubt I'm definitely not going to be able to get anything under here. All right? But in order to, because of the cost of wood so much, so expensive, it would have cost, I don't even want to think about it, you know, what it would have cost. I estimated about 6 to 7 sheets of 1/4-inch plywood. As it was, this is 2 sheets, and I have a little better than a half a sheet left. So out of that we'll make this piece that goes over here, but that's the last thing. We're going to get the base in, then we get the molding that goes here, the threshold. It's a metal one that I got at Home Depot when I looked around, and the silver seems to be the best for this. We didn't want wood because you'd be tripping over it. We want something that's fairly flush to the floor. Alright, I got to finish nailing this. In this area here where I braced it up, you're not going to worry about going through, because that's an 8.5-inch square that they cut. And what they did, I guess, is they put the vinyl over the top, and then when they were ready to drop the tub in, they made that crazy zigzagged hole. But the hole is actually square like that, with a skill saw, 8 inches and 8.5 by 8.5. So I wanted to put a support board in there, which I did. So that when you walk in this area, you're not going to go through 1/4-inch plywood. Very unlikely you're going to walk there because the storage is here. But all right, that's it, folks. I got my Sunday best on. I might as well finish this, get cleaned up, get something to eat. All right, stay tuned for part number 4. If all goes well, don't take too long. We may get this up. Sorry about comments. I'm approving them. That's all I'm doing. I'll eventually, in time, make a video and thank you all for it. I do read them. Later on in the evening, I do read them all. I just can't comment. Not now. It's just, I'm way behind on that. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 4, coming to a computer near you.